Hi everybody, welcome to the thumb. Welcome to my boiler. Anyway, so it's been raining again. Got another, I don't know, probably end up with 1.5 inches of rain. So yeah, it's gonna be wet again in the woods. I went out yesterday and I cut a new trail to my log pile, but I can't go out there today. I might try it tomorrow afternoon. Maybe set up this afternoon, but I probably won't. Probably a few days. But anyway, so I decided to do one of my summer jobs that I've been dreading. I mean, here it is almost pushing September and I haven't done it yet. So yeah, I'm cleaning out my boiler. I should say deep cleaning my boiler. Yeah, it's just not a job you look forward to. I try to do it better every year, and I don't know, it's getting probably a little easier every year. But I do try to do things to prevent the creosote from getting into the air chambers. I'll show you what I got going. So these things go on the sides, and then there's another panel that goes across the front here. But what happens is, you can see like that other panel kind of comes straight down to here, and then the side panel comes this way. And what happens is that creosote liquefies, and then it runs in there, and it kind of plugs it up. Actually the first year I had it, I almost didn't make it through the season. This year I probably could have went another couple of months actually, because it's bad, but it's not the worst it's ever been, for sure. Yeah, so you can kind of see what's going on there. And this is something, I mean, the first year I did it just to I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, this side was, yeah, a good 50% plugged. Actually, it was probably more like 75% plugged because I already took some out. But yeah, not most of it, some of it will actually just come off of there. A little bit of chiseling, it'll come out. I mean, you don't want to get carried away with it and beat it with a big sledgehammer or something. But the best thing to do is, I'll show you. Hopefully this will start. Just kind of warm all that creosote up. Most important part is the top side, because you want to get that kind of sealed up so it doesn't, so it can't run in there. That's kind of the goal. Anyway, you get the gist of it. So that's what I got to do. So yeah, just to get the panels off, I probably messed around with it for probably an hour. Yeah, you can't get too carried away with them either, because they're pretty tough, but you start prying on them and stuff, they'll bend. Actually, last year I didn't replace them. The other years before that, I replaced them, and actually, with all the parts I have, I think I'm gonna try to sneak through another year without replacing them. And I think I can. You just kind of take them to the vise and bench or whatever, and just kind of pound them back into shape. They get warped a little bit from the heat and that, but so yeah, it's very important to get that done, because you don't want to have to do all this halfway through the season. So the more you can get it, the closer. I don't know if I can get a good picture of this. Where am I at? Oh, I'm way over here.
So I might be speaking a little too soon, but this is a lot easier than previous years. Yeah, the first year I did this. Look at that. That's a huge wind there. Yeah, the first year I did this, I had a good 8-10 hours into getting it this far. Okay, so I guess I showed you guys when I was putting these side panels in this front panel. But the one thing I didn't show you was taking them back out, and then I kind of sealed these corners in a little bit. I took them back to the shop and I bent this in to kind of seal this up a little bit. Get a good. And then there was quite a gap. I mean, it was like a 1/4 inch gap. And then there's still a gap at the top of this one. I don't know if you can see that or not, but still quite a gap there. And air is going to escape out, but I mean, it's got to go somewhere anyway. But my main objective was to, when this creosote's on here, it liquefies. It's almost like grease or oil running down the sides. And I think the more I can keep from it dripping inside of the air chamber there, the better off I'll be. So I guess that's my improvement for this year. It was just that's something new to try. So far, everything I've done has kind of helped the situation. I'm just glad these panels come off so you can clean out underneath them. If they weren't removable, it would just be practically impossible to clean this. So anyway, now is take this front part off and check out my actuators for the I don't know what you call them, dampeners or whatever, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that tonight. Probably will. Okay, now for my next trick. I'm gonna clean out these, or just check these actuators. There's a couple of little like 1/4 inch head screws that hold this cover on. And that's what goes on inside. I usually check these because these kind of get sticky over the summer. They get like a, there again, that creosote gets like a, almost like glue on there. Chains are all good, and I should probably pull those right off of there. It's got little springs on there. Springs look good. There's a test mode, I think, on this, and I've never used it, but I probably should. All the wires look good. I'm going to pull that off of there. At least one of them. Should have done this in the summer when it would still be daylight at this time. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of gunk in there. A little bit in here. So really all this is, it's like a rubber, just kind of a rubber thing. It's not really anything special. And it just hose clamps onto this pipe. I could show you that, I guess. Give you a little better look at it. So yeah, that just clamps onto this pipe, if you look up inside there, you can see that square tube that I've got in there. See, when this is the actuator for the main firebox. So what it does, the air will blow in there, goes through that square tube, then comes back to the original air chamber. The idea behind that is just to warm that air up before it shoots down the sides. And that seemed to really help. And I was a little bit concerned that it might get too hot, but it doesn't. So I'm going to leave it that way. See, this is what I was talking about, that little chain on there. This is a little motor, so it'll kind of turn. As it turns, it lifts this up. So I haven't oiled them yet, and I don't know if I even should. But they always, seems like they always stay pretty limber, so I think it'd be better to not oil them if you don't have to, but that's just my opinion. Just because oil would just collect dust probably, and then like that, I mean, this is all kind of flammable. You don't really want to make it any more flammable than it needs to be. So there's what they are. Like I said, I always just kind of make sure that these, actually come off of there, because they kind of stick over the summer. That creosote must just kind of glues itself on. And get that straightened back out. Yeah, like I said, this little motor here will turn, and then it just lifts this chain up. Lets more air or less air. It all gets controlled out of that Firestar controller, so depending on temperatures and all the different stages or whatever, I don't know how it works. Don't even care to learn. I just know it does work. It works great. Anyway, yeah, so all the wires look good. There's a little dust in there, but I don't care. Probably should oil that motor someday. Motor turns. So that's about it for that. Yeah, so I got a little bit of cleaning to do. Don't really have to, but I'm gonna take that creosote out, and then there's still some ashes down below, and I'll probably check out the air air or the heat exchanger in the back. I think it was pretty clean if I remember right, but I'll check. And everything looks pretty good back in there. So that's pretty much it. So I guess hopefully this video didn't get too long. There's a lot of little segments in it. I didn't video the whole thing because it took me, I'd say start to end, it was probably a good 8-10 hours probably. So yeah, if you're thinking about getting one of these, just make sure that you enjoy tinkering, because it's not like you got to do this 10 times a year, but if you want the year to be successful, you almost got to check it out before you get started. Yeah, hopefully now that I got it all maintained and ready to go for winter, it should be a pretty uneventful winter as far as the wood stove goes. Probably end up changing a pump or two here and there. I did run the pumps the other day just to make sure they ran. And yeah, like I said, there's a few little minor things, but other than that, it'll probably just be a matter of starting it up. And well, it's like when I started this video, I think it was like August, and now it's October 5th. So yeah, I'm getting my winter coat on, and yeah, after October, you really don't know what to expect around here, so I wanted to be ready. So usually you get a couple of cold days, and that's a good time to give everything a good test run. And yeah, like I said, I should change the water, and I probably will. I just don't like doing it. Yeah, maybe I'll do another little segment when I start doing some of the final things, but other than that, I'm going to call it quits for this video, and really appreciate you guys watching, and take her easy, and I'll catch you next time.